Let's learn all about famous artist Vincent Van Gogh. Vincent Van Gogh was one of the most tragic artists who ever lived. Nothing ever seemed to go right for him, and he wasn't very happy. He never even smiled in his self-portraits. Van Gogh was born in Holland in 1853. Unlike most artists, Van Gogh didn't decide to become a painter until he was all grown up. He tried a lot of other things first. He worked in an art gallery selling paintings, he tried teaching, he worked in a bookstore, and he was a preacher like his dad. None of these things made him very happy. Then one day, he decided to be an artist. Van Gogh always tried his best at whatever he did, so he went to different art schools to learn everything he could about drawing and painting. His early drawings were of the poor people he used to help when he was a preacher. In this painting, the family was very poor. They only had a few potatoes to eat for dinner. They looked tired and not very happy. The colors in Van Gogh's early paintings are dark and sad. He wanted everyone to know how hard the lives of the poor people were. Van Gogh continued to use dark colors until he discovered some very colorful Japanese artwork. He loved the bright colors and strong lines and shapes that he saw. Soon, his paintings started to look much more colorful. We know a lot about how Van Gogh felt and why he did certain things because he was always writing letters to his younger brother, Theo. Theo always helped his brother. He encouraged him to paint and sent him money whenever he could. In 1886, Vincent moved to Paris, France to join his brother Theo. Paris was the center of the art world back then. Since Theo was in the business of buying and selling paintings, and Vincent wanted to be an artist, it seemed like a pretty good place to be. Theo introduced Vincent to a lot of famous painters while they lived in Paris. A couple of years later, Vincent Van Gogh decided to leave Paris and move to a small country town called Arles. Van Gogh thought Arles would be a great place for artists to get together and paint and talk about their different ideas. He tried very hard to get as many artists as he could to join him. The only one to try it out was Paul Gauguin, although he really wasn't crazy about the idea. It turned out to be a big mistake. Gauguin didn't seem to like anything Van Gogh did in Arles, and they argued a lot. Gauguin was always telling Vincent how messy he was. But in this painting of Vincent's bedroom, it looks pretty clean and tidy. Finally, after a very bad argument, Gauguin decided to leave Van Gogh and return to Paris. Van Gogh didn't know what to do. He really wanted things to work out well with his friend Gauguin. Van Gogh always had problems during his life with the way he felt. Sometimes he would get so angry and upset that no one could make him feel better. This time, he became so angry and upset that he cut off part of his ear. Van Gogh painted pictures of himself after this happened. It looks like he wished he hadn't done it. Van Gogh never really got better after Gauguin left him. Sometimes he was just too angry to paint, and sometimes he was just too sad to paint. But when he felt good, he painted better than ever. He made the stars in the starry night seem like they're really shining. The trees in this painting look like flames. It feels like the whole picture is moving. In this painting, Van Gogh made the sun look really hot. You almost feel like you should put sunglasses on. Van Gogh usually put his paint on very thick. Sometimes he painted so fast he didn't even mix his colors. He used paint right out of the tube. Van Gogh used so much paint he was always running out. Sometimes he stopped buying food in order to buy more paint, so he was hungry a lot of the time and he wasn't very healthy. When Van Gogh was alive, hardly anyone was interested in his artwork. He sold only a few drawings and maybe one or two paintings. People in the 1880s and 1890s just weren't used to the bright, moving pictures that Van Gogh made. Today, things are very different. People have learned how beautiful Vincent Van Gogh's art really is. Now his paintings are some of the most popular in the world. Van Gogh made his paintings seem to come alive with color. His brushstrokes give everything a feeling of movement. Maybe more than any other artist, Van Gogh's feelings came out in his paintings. That's why Vincent Van Gogh is one of the world's greatest artists.